The father of a fallen American warrior, a soldier killed in Iraq, an American Muslim man, claims Donald Trump has a black soul. Khizir Khan honored his son, Captain Khan, at the Democratic National Convention last week, talking about the sacrifice his son made defending our nation, the sacrifice of their family in losing their child. Donald Trump, though, the father claimed, has sacrificed nothing, to which Mr. Trump responded by claiming the man's wife, also a Muslim, perhaps was not allowed to speak on the stage at the convention by her husband under the dictates of the Muslim religion. Take a look.
If it was up to Donald Trump, he never would have been in America. You have sacrificed nothing, and no one.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. I think I made a lot of sacrifices. I work very, very hard. I've created thousands and thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs.
But he is a black soul, and this is totally unfit for the leadership of this beautiful country.
Joining me now is Senior Fellow at the Gatestone Institute, Dr. Harold Rhode. Dr. Rhode, thanks for being here.
Nice to be here.
All right. First of all, let me ask you, appropriate or inappropriate comment for Donald Trump to make regarding Khizir Khan's wife, that suggesting that perhaps she wasn't allowed to speak given that she is a practitioner of the religion of Islam?
Well, historically, women's role is to be at home. It is the only people who see them historically are their husbands and their other male immediate relatives. So I thought it was rather curious, rather strange that Mrs. Khan stood there and said absolutely nothing.
Right, so which seems to be similar to what Donald Trump said. He was suggesting that it was strange to him too. But let me ask you in the practical sense, there are a few things that this gentleman said that I'm not sure are entirely accurate. Donald Trump's proposed temporary ban on Muslim immigration, he's since changed that from Muslim immigration, the phrasing, to an immigration ban from nations that support or supply terrorism. That doesn't affect American Muslims who are citizens of our nation, does it?
No, it doesn't. Every citizen of the United States is equal before the law. Now, if somebody entering the United States who's an American citizen is suspected of doing things that, shall we say, are against the law, then the American government has ways of handling them, whether they're Muslim or not Muslim. Yes, it is true that there are certain American Muslims who have gone to training camps with the Islamic fundamentalists, with ISIS, with Al-Qaeda, and whatever. And it is the job of the American authorities to take care of them. The truth is that we don't have other Americans abroad joining other terrorist groups because there really aren't many others. They are, unfortunately, radical Islamic terrorist groups. Sort of 99% are.
Right, and we know that. Now, Khizir Khan, he claimed the proposed ban would have prevented his son from serving because his son was not born in the United States. Dr. Rhode, is that an accurate claim?
Listen, I worked at the Pentagon for 28 years. There were many people not born in the United States who served at the Pentagon. I knew many Muslims who worked there. Unbelievably honorable, decent people. No, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, and he was waving a constitution. This father was waving a constitution. That's actually the soundbite that's being played. That's the famous part of his remarks, if you will. But to my knowledge, I'm no constitutional legal scholar, but I have read it and studied it, and it doesn't seem to me that Trump's immigration plan, even a temporary ban on certain types of people immigrating to the United States, that does not seem unconstitutional to me.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a great constitutional expert, but it seems preposterous from what little I know.
Right, and then Trump tweeted. He later tweeted after this whole controversy started. Trump later tweeted that Captain Khan, the American soldier who died in Iraq, was a hero, as he is, and I'm glad that Trump said that. But he included in that tweet saying this is about radical Islamic terrorism, though. And Dr. Rhode, Trump's right about that.
100%. Our problem isn't with all Muslims. Islam is a civilization. Part of it is religion. How a person wishes to deal with God is his business. The American authorities and the Constitution make it clear you have no problem being any type of religion as long as you're prepared to do things peacefully. Islamic civilization, unfortunately, doesn't work that way, which is much greater than just the Islamic religion. The Islamic civilization believes that religion has a role in politics, and the terrorists simply want to impose religious rule upon the world. This is not the way the American Constitution works. It is unconstitutional. It's unacceptable.
Right, and Trump, my final question, Trump defended his comments, and I'm by no means defending his comments. I just think we need to have an honest discussion about what he said versus what really happened. But Trump said, quote, "I was viciously attacked by Mr. Khan at the DNC. Am I not allowed to respond?" So my question to you, Dr. Rhode, is he allowed to respond to that, or is that something that should remain untouchable because these two people, this married couple, lost their son who fought and died defending American freedom?
Everybody in the United States has the ability to respond, has the right to respond. You can say anything you want as long as you don't advocate murdering people. There's nothing wrong with it. Of course, Mr. Trump has the right to respond. If someone attacks you, Liz, or me, Harold, we of course have the right to respond. This is nothing more than political correctness, which destroys thinking and doesn't allow good dialogue, which is in fact what is supposed to be going on, for example, at a university. Political correctness is destroying America.
Right, and I think that we can see it here, at least a destructive element in our political system this election season. Dr. Rhode, thank you so much for being here. Your insight on this issue is much appreciated. Our next tipping point with Sheriff David Clarke is the Democrats' grip on the black vote. Stick with us. We're back in a minute.